Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be creating a set using some Madam Glam gel polishes. I'll have all of their links down in the description, and if you decide you want to purchase something, you can use my discount code glamifybabe30_1 if you'd like to, and that will save you guys 30%. Just make sure when you're checking out, you select their pay-as-you-go method, unless you want to become their kind of like a membership subscription kind of thing, which I'm part of, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So what happens is you kind of subscribe like a subscription, and the money that you're paying per month will actually be credited to your account, and then you can use it towards some gel polishes. And through that subscription, you actually get the perks of having 30% off of all of their gel polishes, and also some more different kind of perks that you can find out about on their website. So if you do decide to be a member, absolutely go ahead. I highly recommend. And just in case you want to just do a one-off purchase, I'll have all of my discount codes in the description with the link straight to the website. So starting off with the video, I'm going to do one nail with the blue. And as you can see, the blue is incredibly pigmented, and I only used one coat, so you can literally get away with a lot of their polishes with just one coat, which is amazing. So of course, for the purpose of the video, I went for one coat, and I decided to cure that one. And also for today's video, I actually went ahead and did a real proper way of doing a sugared nail, believe it or not. So I actually cured the color gel, and then I applied a glossy top coat, and then on that wet glossy top coat I applied the glitter, and now we're going to pop it into the lamp and cure it in place. So whilst it's curing, I'm going to apply the two gel polishes onto my little plate, because we're going to do two marbled nails. So I'm applying some of that pink, some of that blue, and I'm also going to apply some white. I actually don't have a white from Madam Glam, so I'll be applying just a random white I found in my gel polish collections on the plate as well. So here's the white, and then once you're happy with it being on the plate, I decided to pick up a dotting tool, and I'm just going to swirl the polishes into one another just like that. And then I'm going to pick up my ombre brush and start applying it onto the nail. So in this case, I'm actually applying it on just a bare nail. I do, however, recommend applying it on a base coat, or at least a blooming gel as well. That'd be really nice. I don't know why I did it this way. I think mid doing it, I noticed that I didn't apply anything, and I just had to go with it. It was a bit too late now to back out, so I just kind of had to work with it. But this also kind of shows that if at any point you don't have any of those two things, you can still basically get away without applying anything. I just feel like it just makes your life a little bit harder. It makes it quite harder to float the polish onto the nail, I find. So you will see me kind of not doing the best of jobs applying the marble onto the nail. But I feel like it still came out looking quite nice and still a marble, so that's the most important thing. So we are going to do two of those nails. So there's this one. I feel like with this one I applied a bit more blue compared to the other one. The other nail is going to have a fair bit of pink, and that's probably because a fair bit of pink was left on that plate, as you can see there. And also to mention, I am applying the marble with my Madam Glam ombre brush. So I got mine quite a while ago now from their website, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's the best way, in my opinion, to apply this kind of marble on the nail. I did used to use just like I think it was just a simple nail art brush, like a thin nail art brush before, and it kind of did the job, but it's so much easier to use a ombre brush, so much easier. So I highly recommend getting one as well, and they're quite affordable in my opinion, I think, on their website, especially if you're a VIP member. Along with all the other gel polishes. So I'm just going to finish this one up and pop it into the lamp. And as well, when you're doing these kind of nails, try to make sure they're not too bulky, otherwise you're going to end up with some wrinkling under the lamp. But yeah, so just keep applying, and this is what this one's looking like. In a moment when you see them next to each other, you notice that one's a bit more blue and one's a bit more pinky. So now that they're cured, I've got some black, and I'll be applying a line on one of those marble nails. I actually was quite shocked at how straight that one came out. I'll be applying another line right next to it just because I wanted that line to be thicker, so I was kind of drawing out a little baseline of how thick I wanted it, and then off camera I do go ahead and fill it in and make those lines as straight as possible. I still feel like I could have done a better job, but it's better. It's definitely looking better than it was. So here I'm showing you guys a stamping plate I'll be using to complete today's nail design. So I'm just going to wipe the nails off with a nail cleaner, just because I like to stamp on a non-tacky layer because I find it edge transfers so much better. It's my little trick that I like to use. You can also matte top coat if you wish, and then stamp on top of that, and then re-matte top coat or glossy top coat, whatever you want to do. But I like to use a nail cleaner and just wipe the tacky layer off, which essentially makes the nail matte itself anyways. So I've got the stamping plate, and on there's a little message that says one of a kind, and I felt like it would look so cool on this nail design, so I decided to stamp the Be Kind, or one of a kind, sorry, kind of upside down, kind of, where the black line is. That's what that one's looking like, and I'm going to repeat the same process for the other nail, same message, one of a kind, but for the other marble nail, I'm going to place it right in the middle of the nail, the way it should be, if that makes sense. So there we go, and I'm placing it right in the middle of the nail. So you don't have to flip the nail in any way to read it. It's going to be right in the center, and you can read it nice and well. There we go, and it transfers like a little dream. So that's what those two are looking like. And whilst it's kind of drying because it is normal polish, I'm going ahead with a bit more of some black, and I'm picking up a dotting tool, and I'm just going to place some random dots here and there just to kind of add a bit of something to the set, but also not too much, because I don't want this set to be too overpowering, even though I do often end up doing that because I do like when there's a lot going on. So we're going to do the dots there, and we are also going to do some lines and some dots on the other marble too. I almost forgot the lines. I did the dots first and was about to pop it into the lamp, and then I noticed I still wanted to do the lines. So you will see me kind of probably thinking twice before I was about to move. So we're going to pop the dots. As you can see, some areas I placed 3, some areas I placed 2. It was just kind of like trying to fill in the gaps so there's a bit more going on rather than it just being a super plain nail. And there we go. And also, just to mention, when you're stamping, if you're using normal polish, I highly recommend for you guys to just kind of leave it for a minute before top coating, because they do end up smudging. I've done it so many times now. I feel like stamping has been quite a big thing for me recently, and constantly stamping and leaving it for a little while just prevents any smudging, because the amount of times I went straight in with a top coat and it just smudged, and it was just the biggest pain because you just have to redo everything. A majority of the time, I've already packed everything away when it comes to the stamping. When I'm done, and I had to bring it all out again. So the black has now been cured, and I'm going in with a top coat, and the rest of this set is going to be matte top coated. So I'm going to apply a matte top coat. Unfortunately, the top coats, I don't have any top coats from Madam Glam. It is something on my to-do list to get some, but unfortunately for now, I'm just using any other matte or glossy top coats I had in my collection. So just gonna top those bad boys, and it's the last moment now to see those glossy. So if you end up wanting to have them glossy, if you end up recreating it, this is what it's gonna look like. But in any second now, we're gonna actually see them all nice and matte. Or maybe not, still in the lamp. So now we're gonna do another nail. So this one's going to be all pink, and this one is also going to have some stamping. This one was also a super pigmented nail, so you could get away with 1, but for this one I decided to do 2, I think. I've already wiped that nail off camera, and I'm going to pick the probably a fairly complicated little stamping design off the plate, because it was quite hard to join it together later, because of course the nail was so long, it was quite hard to do the second layer and kind of combine it, so you can't see that harsh line of where the two designs kind of got put together. So I'm placing it down, and as you can see, we've obviously got the other half still to stamp on. So I clean my plate, and I'm going ahead again with some polish. I'm using some black, of course, and then I'm going to scrape it, pick it up with my little jelly, my stamping jelly, and I'm going to get rid of any excess on that little jelly as well, and then we're going to stamp it. So this is the tricky bit, because you really have to focus, and you really have to have a nice steady hand and place at the right time to get it right. So you notice that the little cloud on the right hand side is a bit not so perfect, but the rest of it looks quite good, and actually you can't tell, luckily. Before I did this set, I tried it and it was just horrible. I did such a bad job, so I'm actually quite proud of myself in this set to have done it quite nicely. If you had seen the other little attempts, goodness, it was really bad. It was really bad. So all down to practice, so don't worry if at the moment you're struggling with stamping, it will literally come with practice. Like I've said probably before in my videos, if you ever see my very first stamping video. It was literally the very first time I've ever stamped in my life, and it just went horribly wrong. I didn't like it. I found it very messy, and I still feel like it's messy, but I found so much more joy and happiness in stamping, and yeah, just ever since then I gave it another go, and before I knew it, I've enjoyed it, and I've got a massive collection of colours now, and it's just, yeah, running out of space. So now we've got the last nail to work on, and for that one I wanted to have half pink and a half blue nail. So this one you can be as precise as you want or as not precise as you want, just because we will be covering up that middle line with some big crystals. So don't worry about being too crazy off, you know, too crazy of a wiggly line in the middle. I decided to just do it with the brush from the bottle, but you can, like I said, go ahead and do like a really nice straight line with a nail art brush. So I did 2 layers of that half blue, half pink nail. I've popped it into the lamp, and now I'm just going to matte top coat these nails. And the very last step will be some little crystals. So the crystals I'll be using are these beautiful pink crystals. They're so sparkly in person. They're like this dusty pink, maybe like this really bright dusty pink, and they're so beautiful and so sparkly. I think I got these from AliExpress a while back now, but they're so pretty, so pretty. So I'm just going to apply some Rhinestone Glue Gel right in the middle of that nail where the 2 colours meet, and I'm going to place those crystals. I cannot remember the side of these, possibly... No, I'm not even going to guess. I have no idea. But they're quite chunky, or at least bigger than I usually go for. And I'm just going to place them down the centre of the nail. And I'm going to try and centre them as much as possible. This is always the trickiest part for me. For some reason, I just cannot do it. I just try, and I probably spent like literally 20 minutes sometimes on a nail trying to get it as center as I possibly can. I need that line as straight as possible, and it just doesn't happen. And I try, and it just doesn't happen. There are times where it does, and I'm literally shocked at myself. And there's times that they don't, and it's just horrible. So I've tried my very best. I do go off camera and I try to fix it up, and in a moment I'll come back on camera again to show you that it's kind of in the center and this is where I'm going to leave it. But even then I start to faff about even more with it, and it's just a pain. So here it is. I think it's fairly centered, fairly nice and straight, and even in any second now I'm going to start moving them about again. There we go, because I still feel like they're not as straight as I'd like it. But all I got to do now is cure it, and here is the final result. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to check out the description for all the links and promo codes, and if you end up recreating any of these sets, please don't forget to tag me. I'd love to see it, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.